Okay, so today I'm going to run through a couple of methods for subtracting with natural numbers. So by natural numbers, I mean our counting numbers. So that's just positive whole numbers. We're going to look at two methods. We're going to look at using a number line. We're going to look at column method. For both of these, well, for the number line in particular, we're going to spend a little bit more time on it because sometimes there's a quicker route to the answer. It's just a case of spotting it. Right, then I'm going to use the same question for both of them. Let's have this question. So we've got 351 subtract 195. Okay, so when watching me do both of these methods, it's important for you to try both of the methods and to realize that one isn't necessarily better than the other. It's about answering questions consistently correctly. Okay, so if you prefer one method but you're not getting it right as many times as when you use the other method, then just use the second method. Okay, cool. So first thing to note on these two is that when you're doing a subtraction, it's not like addition. The order does matter. So here we've got 351 subtract 195. That is not the same as 195 take away 351. It has to be done in the correct order. So let's have a look at using a number line. So first of all, when you're using addition on a number line, you start with your number, and then whatever you're adding to, whatever you add to it takes you in this direction, in a positive direction. Now we're subtracting a number, so we're going to start with our 351 on this side, and we're going to end up taking away a number. We have to take away 195, and we'll get to our answer. So the first route to our answer is very similar to when we do addition. We want to take away this number. We're going to break it up into nice little lumps and then hopefully make our life a little bit easier. So let's do that. Let's take this down to 350 to begin with. So we're going to take away 1. Okay, so that would make that 350. Now we've dealt with one of these units. We'll finish off using the units at the end. We need to take away 9. We need to take away 90 effectively. So you could do 90 in one jump if you're confident, or you could take this down, get rid of that 50. That'll take us down to 300. Remember, we want to take away 90 in total. We've taken away 50, so we've got to take away 40 more. That will take us down to 260. So what have we done so far? We've taken away 90, so we've dealt completely with our tens column. We're taking away 1 from our units, so we still need to think about that. We'll do that at the end. Now we can take away from our hundreds. There shouldn't be too hard. So we've got 260. We're going to take away 100 from it to take us down to 160. Okay, now don't forget we have to include the rest of our units. So we've done all our hundreds. We've done 100. We've done 50. We've subtracted 50 and 40. So in total, we've taken away the 90. We have to take away 5. We've only taken away 1 at the moment, so we need to take away 4 more. So then 160 take away 4 is 156. And that gets us to our final answer. Okay, so that's method number 1 on a number line. This will consistently work, kind of breaking up this number into chunks to make it manageable. My suggestion for method number 2, now this is potentially a lot quicker. You just have to be able to spot it. Okay, we'll do the same calculation. So 351 subtract 195. We're going to draw our number line out exactly the same. 351 on this side. And it's going in this direction because we're doing a subtraction. Right, so for our second method, we're looking closely at the number we're taking away. Okay, now this number is quite close to 200. Okay, taking away 200 from this is easy. Okay, but having taken away 200, we've taken away 5 too many. Okay, because 200 is 5 more than 195, so we're going to have to add on that 5 in the end. Okay, so let's do them 2 steps. So first of all, let's take off 200 from our 351. So 351, take away 200, well, it's going to be 151. Okay, but remember, we've gone too far. We wanted to take away 195. We took away 200. So that means we've got to go back in this direction, and we've got to add 5, which takes us to 156. So it gets us to our correct answer again. This time we did it in a lot less number of steps. It's just a case of being able to spot, when is this a nice number? Is it close to something else? Okay. Yeah, so that's just about having some number sense and realizing, oh, there is a shortcut here. Rather than doing these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps, I can do it just in 2. Okay. It's not to say this is always quicker. Sometimes if you're spending ages looking for this shortcut, you might as well have done it the first way in the first place. So next up, let's have a look at column method. This is the method that most people will instinctively go to, and it has its benefits. Okay, so as I say, when you're doing any kind of written method, one method is not necessarily better. They have their pros and cons, but it's important that you consistently have a method that gets you to the correct place. Okay, so we're going to do the same calculation. We'll do 351, take away 195. Okay, so with any kind of column method, it's important that you're lining up your digits. Our units are in line, our tens are in line, our hundreds are in line. Another concept that you have to be familiar with is that for every 10 units, that makes up a 10. And for every 10 tens, that makes up 100. Okay, so here when we want to do 1 take away 5, and we'd end up with a negative number, which we want to try and avoid, we can exchange one of these tens for 10 units. Okay, so now instead of there just being 1 unit, we have 11 units. So 11 take away 5 gives us 6. Okay, now we're going to do the same here. We've got 4 tens. 4 tens take away 9 tens will give us a negative number. So let's take one of these hundreds away. And now we've got 14 tens take away 9 tens, which gives us 5 tens. And then lastly, we have 2 hundreds take away 100 is 156. Okay, so each of these methods gets you to the correct answer. As I said, it's just about finding the correct method for you. Each of these have their ups and their downs. Just make sure you're consistently getting answers correct